internship with Fabulous Magazine.
What was the application process like?
With massive stains. I'm doing the level 3 visual communications and styling.
Hello and welcome to the Fra Radio podcast. I'm your host Narini Fundaskaife, and today we are joined by a very special guest. Today we are joined by one of your very own Fra divas, Dolly Peck, and today she'll be dissecting London Fashion Week, her experience before she was at Fra and what she's at Fra and what she's on to next. There's something I like to do with my guests where we just kind of do a touch up on where you've been so they can understand your perspective. So did you want to give us your best experience or your best lesson from each place that you've worked at or been at?
So I'm currently a sales stylist at Levi's at Bluewater, which is like a massive shopping centre near me. But before that, I worked in hospitality. So for my interview with that, I would touch more on interacting with consumers constantly and like getting to know people. So that really helped with the sales side of it, because obviously you're interacting with people constantly. I also had an internship with Fabulous Magazine in the summer, just gone, and that was really cool because I got to look more on a fashion assistant side of fashion, which was something I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that or more of a marketing side. So that really opened my perspective as to like what to expect, how things actually work backstage, and that showed me that even though that was a really good experience, I am more looking towards a marketing side of fashion.
So wait, did you do London Fashion Week before or after you did the magazine?
After.
So you applied for London Fashion Week.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations. That is not an easy task. Which show did you do?
I did Le Flair Fashion Show, which was their Ignite collection. So they had a lot of brands all together showcasing. So we had like jewellery brands, clothing brands. Like it was a really good mix. And some were like quite small brands, some were big brands. So it was a chance for everyone to showcase, which was really nice as well.
So how did that set up? Was it like a one big room? Like what was the setup like for all of that?
It was manic.
Yeah.
Like everyone, one big room, makeup, one big room, hair, everyone, like all the designers. Sometimes we would have to go downstairs for steaming because there was no room, and with all the backstage dresses, headdresses, like it was manic, but it really showed like what stages everyone was at. So you could see like when one person was free in hair and makeup, okay, like that person can go. Like it was really good us all being in one room.
What was the application process like? Like how did you get in contact with the brands? How did you get in? And then what was your main role? So if you could break down what it is that you did.
So it was kind of actually random I came across it. I was just emailing loads and loads of people, like any email I could find. Like I was literally Googling just brands at London Fashion Week, or I just email brands anyway to see if there's any internships about, because you never know when someone might need your help. So I was just asking if they needed any like assistance recently, and then they just sent across London Fashion Week. And we had a call, so I think they split all the backstage dresses up into different groups. And as the groups, we got a call all together to see like who would be the best fit. But they was also looking for like models, PR, like loads of people all on one call to see who would be best suited where. But I got the role as a backstage dresser, which was really exciting, and I got to see like you do a lot more than you thought you would.
What was your day kind of looking like as a backstage dresser?
So before I went, I sort of tried to prepare myself by looking at like day in the lives from other people, and a lot of people was like it's very manic, which it is, and it was like you don't have a lot of time to yourself, so that's the sort of environment I was expecting. But you do have a lot more time to like chill and take it slow than you thought you would. So like I'd definitely say don't stress yourself out by thinking it's going to be so full on, because you do get like time to breathe and like have a bit of time to yourself. But my sort of day was like we got to meet everyone, introduce yourself and find out like who you'd be working with. And then we also had like a big brief, so that was for all makeup, all hair, backstage, just like everyone, about how they wanted everything to run. So we also got a timetable of timings so we know what to go by. But yeah, so I met my model and I met all the designers for each piece my model would be in. She was in 3 looks, and my model was called Tong. She was so lovely. It was great. But it is, so when she was in hair and makeup, she'd be there, so then that's when you'd have the time to brief, and before the models arrive you have time to brief, because not all clothes need steaming. Like some of the dresses or like outfits may be already prepared. There is a lot of time though waiting for the designers to get prepared, because obviously they're under a lot of pressure, so they have to get all their accessories, and some things can go wrong. One of the dresses that my model was meant to be in, he came with a massive stain.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
How did you manage to get that out? Did we just scrap the dress, go for a different one?
It was crazy, because I was steaming it and I'm seeing this stain and I'm like, this isn't,
It's not supposed
that's
to be
not
there.
there. Like, so I asked the designer, I was like, hi, like, I'm really sorry, but is this meant to be here? She was like, that's a sample dress. And she didn't bring the actual one.
Oh.
But she was for jewellery, so she made these like lovely earrings, and she just lengthened the earring in like 10 minutes. Like, I just watched her do it, she did it so quick. And we stuck the earring to cover the stain, because we had no other dress. So
That's
the
quite
model was
clever.
literally like trying so hard not to move it. But yeah, it was crazy. So
I didn't
clever.
expect that.
Yeah.
That's quite, it's like the bits of the London Fashion Week that you just don't, there's things that goes wrong, but you never see how they fix that up. So that was quite cool to see. You're also a student here at the Fashion Retail Academy. Did you want to just talk about like what course you're on and like how you found Fashion Retail Academy?
Yeah, so I'm doing the level 3 Visual Communications and Styling course. I love this course so much because I feel like you get a piece of everything. You get the branding, you get visual communications, obviously, visual merchandising, styling, marketing, PR. It's so good because you really get to see all aspects, and that's really included in our projects as well, because even though your project will have one main focus, you have to look at all the other aspects of how that will come together. So right now we're doing a rebrand project, so it mostly will be marketing based, but the styling is going to be so important. The visual merchandising for the new layouts of the shops, like it all really works together, and without all those different elements you wouldn't really be able to pull that together. So it's really exciting being able to focus on that.
So how did you manage your time whilst being at FRA and doing the London Fashion Week?
So I did magazine internship last summer, and then I did London Fashion Week on the 21st of March, so it was quite recent. But yeah, I handled it quite well because luckily both dates for the internship was on non-college days. So the Fashion Week was on a Saturday, and the internship with the magazine was during half term. So I got really lucky with the dates. If there is a clash with any dates, I'd say definitely speak to like your tutor about it, because they are so supportive. Like my tutor Rosie, she was helping me a lot to prepare with Fashion Week, with what to expect. Like she was like, just throw safety pins in your bag, throw clips in your bag, scissors, like, because you will need them. And they did, because even though there's not really a lot of pinning, scissors, like you need to cut a bit of fabric that might be loose. Like it is really important to have like the tiniest kit bag possible.
So what was one thing that you didn't expect before you were in the industry that you've now kind of seen and understood?
To be honest, I didn't expect how much time you have, because I've always imagined it as like go, like full speed, and it really is that when there's deadlines. But during the day, like even though there's stuff to do, you have to wait for a lot of things to be done, and you may not be doing those things. You have to wait for, say someone's steaming, for them to be done, or like for something to arrive, like, and there's not really anything you can do in those times. Like obviously ask around always to see if there's anything you can do, rather than just like sitting there, because that's not helpful. But yeah, you do get time to brief, so definitely don't stress yourself out.
What would be one bit of advice, now that you've done all of that experience and now that you've understood, what would be your one bit of advice that you give to FRA students that are looking to get into London Fashion Week but potentially don't have that much experience?
Yep, I would say definitely always research. So always, if you're working with a brand, research their goals, what are their main targets, because that's really important to come up, because you don't want to be working somewhere and just do what you think. You need to know the brand you're working with, and you need to prepare. Like, I was looking at, I know it sounds a bit silly, shoes that people wear as a backstage dresser for London Fashion Week. I was like, is this heels, is this flats? Always flats, because you're going to be on your feet constantly. But yeah, definitely do so much research before, because you don't want to be unprepared.
So that was everything on London Fashion Week, on what you need to know, what you want to do to get in, and what you can expect once you're there. So we hope you found that helpful. See you on the next episode.